welcome to Special Moves. This is another 10 Essential Questions gameplay video. This week we're doing Generation Zero, which is a game about shooting and crawling, walking, opening doors, picking things up,
being Swedish,
etc. As many games are these days. This is a
there's
lot of games
doors.
like this. Yeah. It's who's the development studio?
So it's developed by Avalanche Studios, makers of, I guess, Just Cause is the most popular game. They've made a bunch of other games. I think they're currently co-developing Rage.
They're doing loads
2.
of stuff.
Yeah, and then this is inside the Apex game engine, which they used when they made the Hunter Call of the Wild edition. Well, the Hunter in general, really.
So it's currently in closed beta on the PC, which is what we're playing. You may have noticed a few people streaming it and stuff for the last couple of days. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One as well at the full release, but it's not expected till 2019.
Yeah, so a while away.
Yeah. But it is really quite a cool game. We've been playing it, and you know, it's a very co-op focused experience, I would say. It's built for co-op so far, but it's looking pretty good. So, Jake, let's kick off with 10 essential questions.
Yeah, sure.
Question the first.
Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, so it's an open world game. Here's the open world survival game. I'd say it was about survival more than shooting, because you're outnumbered quite heavily by these robots. The story is pretty unusual. I think you're like a bunch of Swedish teenagers. You went on an island retreat. You've come back. Oh no, Sweden's been taken over by robots.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And
you don't know where anybody's gone. You
again.
don't know where anyone's gone, right? So you're trying to find, signs of survivors. It's a bit like that opening scene in 28 Days Later or something. You know, like you wake up and you're like, I've not seen any NPCs yet. I've been exploring the pretty massive world so far.
It's just the 3 islands and on a bigger map, and we've spent ages. Like a couple of hours, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. I don't know. Just on these islands.
Just in this little. How do you pronounce it? An archipelago or whatever. It's one of them, isn't it?
Group of islands.
That's it. Yeah. So we've been there, and it's quite big. So it's inside this game engine, the Hunter game engine, and I played that game. It's very slow paced, and this is. There's a lot of traipsing around in this as well. It's a huge world. When the trailers didn't give much away, people thought it might have been like a Left 4 Dead kind of linear. Sort of 4-player co-op, get from safe house to safe house. But no, it's an open world. You can meander around looking at clues and stuff like that. And there's a bit of a story to it.
Yeah.
But it's as much or a little story as you want to discover, really. You can mess all that off if you want. And just go around
the pacing is question 2, actually. Would you describe it as mainly a slow-paced game, mainly a fast-paced game, or is it a bit of both?
It's quite a slow-paced game, but then when it gets hectic, it gets hectic. It's like you've seen me play it. The big moments are massive. It's so frantic. So and I guess that's underlined by the fact that there is some downtime by walking, and you know, it's a beautiful looking world. To be honest, I love everything about it, the weather system and stuff like that. And that, I think that really helps with the pacing, because like these slow moments, and then I'm in this empty field. But soon there'll be like 5 robots coming at me, and then you're sprinting for your life and popping off shots, throwing boom boxes at them. It's
kind of that kind of pace of game at the moment is really popular, like we were alluding to in the intro there. Like you get, PUBG and Fortnite, I guess is a bit more kind of energetic all round, but that kind of experience where there's 20 minutes of very little going on, and then an explosive kind of 30 seconds to a minute of really intense kind of action and drama, and because there's a lot on the line in a battle royale game, that if you die, that's it, you're out of the game, you need to reload, wait in a lobby and play the next one. But in this is the similar kind of feeling, except the robots are kind of, you're often kind of like Jake was saying, like surrounded, and they're very aggressive. They run at you. The ones we've seen are mainly like dog-like robots, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. So like, this game's obviously been made in the same engine as the Hunter. So the animals in the Hunter are designed to be as realistic as possible, and kind of a lot of those physics and the mechanics have carried over into these robot creatures. Like they travel in packs, they kind of skulk around on all 4s. There's another type of robot I saw really, which is kind of a bit like the head crabs from Fallout or face-huggers from Alien. Right, But you'll see them shortly. I'm going to this new place, so I've just left a big area, but when you see them, you'll see exactly what you're saying, and they add a lot of it. Like, they hunt in packs, they flank you. There's a lot of stuff like that in there. So
question 3? What do you do in it mainly?
It's kind of just scraping by, surviving. There's a lot of looking for ammo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I am trying to find answers. This is something I've took upon myself to do. You don't have to be doing it, but I'm looking for this like hunter's house at the moment to try and further the story. Again, there's not like a main quest. Look, find the hunter's house called Bjorkness. So I don't know. Let's have a look at the little log thing. Missions. Find a hunter's house. It's somewhere in Iberholmen. Probably not how you pronounce it. So where's Iberholmen? It's over there. So I've gone way off.
Okay.
But that's what you're kind of doing. You're following, you're trying to find out where everyone's gone, where the robots come from. The answers are there if you want them, but you can just go around collecting items. There's lots of items in the game.
Yeah.
Collectibles.
So it's like environmental storytelling and reading, stuff that's like been scrawled on the walls in usually blood, isn't it? And it's usually kind of tells you a little bit of
There's
drama.
a lot of felt tip pens in this. A lot of whiteboard markers.
Yeah. Well,
So
when I say usually blood, I mean in
responsive.
other games. It's blood,
exactly. So
but
what I'm saying is that's kind of avoided that cliche by they're quite responsible and they're using pens to write messages to everybody. Like in like I said again, 28 Days Later when you find that note and stuff.
That was kind of my main most urgent question because the one that I've just asked because my biggest concern with it is kind of I've got this Sea of Thieves vibe with it, big style, right? Where Sea of Thieves. It looked, interesting and it looked exciting and stuff when they were showing that off. But the question I had, the whole period, like for the years that they were, marketing that game before it came out, I didn't really know what you were doing. What was your mission? What was your aim? What was the carrot on the stick that was pulling you through the game? The game comes out, turns out there isn't one, and everyone's saying, oh, it's it's just full of cosmetics and stuff, and that's all. Like, there's no motivation to keep playing.
Yeah,
that's the biggest question I have about this as well, but. It seems to be that there is a mission log.
Yeah.
And it does tell you to go places and do,
Yeah, there's a couple here, so.
And there's that all the while there's that investigative aspect of it where not only are you trying to survive, but you're trying to figure out what has been going on because it's a recent apocalypse. Like you're in the midst of it almost, which is pretty cool.
There's a dog on the way. I think I'm going to start some beef with him
Get
now.
blasted, man.
So there's lots of different guns.
Good hit that.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh.
I do like the animations when they go down. Like the electrical kind of explosion.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's quite nice.
This pistol is pretty overpowered. I like this. The guns are balanced a bit weirdly at the moment, and the gunplay here, like I'm using this little crappy sidearm, and it ends up being a lot stronger than this hunting rifle I'm using.
You need to heal, man.
Because of the weapon. Well, this is a problem I've got. The simple first aid kits don't seem to work. They are supposed to heal you a little bit of health, so your health bar goes to 100. I've got a simple health kit. I'm pressing the use button. As you can see, it's just disappeared.
Oh.
It doesn't.
So the health kits don't work. That's a bit of a bug.
Well, yeah. So the game's in beta, although a month ago it was in pre-alpha. So I guess they've kind of rushed this to the point, and it's closed for a reason, I suppose. But I'm finding quite a few issues with it, like stability-wise. But I don't think that's going to really be.
Well, I'll ask you that now then. So we'll ask question 4. What are your biggest problems with it so far? Do you have any glaring issues that you've apart from the fact that medikits don't work?
It's not all good. I've got a couple of issues with doors where they will, at the speed of light, like a hummingbird's wing, open and close.
That was quite beautiful.
No, honestly, like they'll open and close so much.
Like a hummingbird's wing.
They're like a fog wall from Dark Souls. Like you, and not even the game knows if they're open or closed. Sometimes enemies can shoot through them, sometimes not. The weapon balancing is a little bit weird. So let me open the weapon thing.
The hummingbird's wing thing. I'm going to get over that.
I'm derailed. So as you can see here, like I've got a Moller here. It's like a little sidearm, but it's the most powerful gun I've got. I've just picked up a good quality pump action, where the rest of them are dilapidated.
Oh, I see. So it actually gives you a little adjective that says
dilapidated, good.
Yeah.
But the weapons, the shotguns can take a couple of blasts to kill them, like 4 or 5 blasts.
Yeah, they're pretty tough, aren't they?
Yeah.
It is like that. I mean, I guess you would expect that as well, because if you're going to build a robot dinosaur, robot animal. Sorry, jumped straight to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
You want it to take more than one bullet, really, don't you? What's the point making a robotic? Whoever made it and whatever the story, it's going to be pretty tough, and it feels like it should take more than one hit to go down. It would be a bit weird if you just blasted it and it crumpled in a heap after one.
I suppose so, but it feels like a very powerful weapon. But the sidearm little pistol that I've got isn't that much worse, and it should be significantly worse, I reckon, a pistol compared to a shotgun. Yeah. But so there's just some issues with gun balancing, I think, and my other issue is that it is very, 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 very early access. To the point where things just
So you didn't drown then, but you did
I
instantly.
kind of just respawn.
Yeah, it just warps you back to the shore. When you fall in the water, it just warps you back to where you were.
Exactly. I actually had a nice place I was going to show you, but my progress was lost when I logged in again. So it's stuff like that, issues like that, item descriptions saying stuff like item description rather than gun, and things like that. Things that I do like about it that have been implemented quite well is the skill tree, which is maybe
let's talk about that. No, that's fine. Sorry. Progression system then. So there is a like all games again. It has a skill tree progression system, but this one, instead of 3, which is what all AAA games have got, you've got warrior, you've got hunter, you've got assassin. Not in this one. You've got 4.
You twist. Have. So there's a skill tree in it, which is quite a nice system. When you level up through like exploration, getting into fights, getting out of fights, even dying. If you take a couple of shots at the robots or whatever, you can.
That was it. You getting out of fights.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So like I don't know. Let's say you're spotted by some dogs and you escape combat, you flee from it, you'll get points for surviving and getting yourself out of there. So
there is a actual benefit to running away apart from staying alive.
It's something that they are really pushing in this game. You don't want to get into all the fights. They do. It comes up a lot in like the tutorials and things like that. You don't want to be taking every fight. It's not a game. It's not like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
You're not taking on waves and waves and waves.
Avoid it if you can.
Yeah, it's purposely done like that, I think, and that's the intention. This isn't a game that's fast paced for the sake of it. In fact, it's about exploration more than anything. So the skill tree, there is a combat area, but a lot of it's the ones I put points in is like
staying alive.
Like decreased visibility.
Awesome.
Level 1, 20% less visibility. Level 2, 40%. But I've only got one level here.
It's not really a tree though, then is it? It's just kind of incremental improvements to the same thing. So you're not unlocking new abilities per se. You're just improving your stats.
No, you can unlock active specializations using your skills like one at a time. So for example,
where are they?
If I unlock this,
you got to go right down to the bottom.
This is a commando specialization, so you don't have to wear underwear. No, it's not really. It's the first shot is terrible. It's alright, mate. Just let me have it.
Because that's what going commando is in these days.
Yeah, it's fucking. That's a low hanging fruit, and I'm very
sorry.
Well,
less of that fucking low hanging fruit, mate.
Okay, so commando, as you can see, the first shot you do from stealth does double damage. A classic. Take them by surprise kind of ability. So when I unlock that ultimately with my skill points that I get through leveling up, I will have that ability. So some other active specializations. This one here, the player may scavenge undamaged tick eggs from enemies and deploy ticks that attack enemies. What's a tick? Don't know.
A little flea.
I was trying to find the shelter actually, parasite. But I can't, so I'm going to just press on. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a quiet lull here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, so we've been talking a little bit about the skills there, and we talked earlier about the enemies and the guns, so that's what 2 of my questions are specifically. So the enemies, how much variety and stuff have you got in the enemies? What are they like? What are they like to fight? Does it feel good to hunt them and take them down?
For the beta, there's a lot of these dogs. You can scavenge their corpses.
Are they the grunts, the low-level grunts?
Well, there's lower level.
This is the first area as well, though, isn't it?
This is the first area, yeah, and you see like kind of bog standard like packs of these robot dogs. But there's also, like I said, I went to this. There's interesting plot point. I don't want to spoil, but I was going to show you the outside of it or something. But there's a shelter which is like a underground bunker thing, and it was where quite a few people had hidden away from the robots, but these little head crabby face hugger things had got in there, and you wipe them out, and you can find out. One of the missions is to put electricity back on, and you can find out where the people have gone. But that was the second enemy I saw, and then obviously from trailers and stuff like that, you can see some quite big Walker style. Look like the what are they, ATSTs from Star Wars? Sort of those kind of.
I mean, they're in that kind of design. Can be quite generic, I think, and so far it pretty much is like a parasitic face hugger things. Robot dogs and bipedal walking ones, all of that is like, it's in No Man's Sky, it's in, it's one step away from having a floating orb thing, really, isn't it? Like a drone type thing. So it's pretty generic in some senses, but it's, but they still feel quite good to take on. They
are, yeah. Again, the game makes a lot more sense in co-op. It's one of those games, do you know what the big thing I've got to say? I've got to remind everyone of this. It's big time DayZ mod feelings, like when DayZ first came on, you'd play with your mates, you'd have a slow paced game, you'd go around wandering around. I've reloaded the beginning bit twice, and items have spawned in different locations. So again, I kind of that PUBG thing. You're going to be with your mates, scavenging and finding different things each time, and yeah, it's designed to have anecdotes. I remember that one time where these dogs did this.
Yeah.
It's going to be different every time. So
procedural kind of entertainment.
Yeah, there are some pretty crazy moments. So I'll give you one. Liam was on a castle. An ancient Swedish castle ruins, I think.
When is he not, though?
Here in the map, here.
He's always at
That's how he collects the lore, they say. A bunch of dogs there fighting him atop a castle. Pretty sweet little fight, that. And
classic Liam.
Yeah, and did he fend them off? Yes, he did.
Of course he did.
So yeah, it feels nice when moments like that happen, and there's some funny moments where he can like get through windows or like sneak through doors.
Like that kind of dynamic feel. You don't know where you're going to get.
We're in quite a safe area. I haven't seen any robots really, apart from the couple I've taken down.
You want to do some shooting?
I'm frantically. I'm trying to go to built-up areas to find some to make this video a little bit more action-packed.
But if it's a fair portrayal of what it's like, then there you go. So what about the guns then? Let's talk about the guns a little bit.
So
you got dilapidated and good quality guns.
Yeah. So the guns weapon quality, I'm assuming, is associated primarily with the damage it's going to be dealing.
Is there like a repair maintenance type system?
As far as I know, there's not. But one thing this game isn't doing is front-loading you with information and showing off all the things that are in it. What I do know though about the different types of ammos. Look, I've got here SMG ammo, but I haven't...
FMG? What's that?
FMJ, Full Metal Jacket stuff for the... it's for this pistol, I think.
So you've got... What's Full Metal Jacket ammo mean? Just good?
Probably just good, yeah. Hollow point or something.
Maybe it's some military... Actually, I have no idea what Full Metal Jacket actually means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apart from it's good
film, isn't it? Anyway, so there's different types of ammo. I've just put FMJ in here, but there is also Hollow Point, which I guess is going to be better at getting through armour, so I don't know what FMJ is. Good for all round armour penetration and organ damage. Organs.
So that's interesting. This is a little side question, I guess. Do you do any shooting of other people?
Now, I haven't seen any, but there's been some specific skills that I've noticed in the little skill tree that are about organs and things like that, and obviously robots don't have organs.
Robotic organs. Like
what is a
CPU.
Shut up. It can't be, can it? That'd be mad. It's got to be other people, surely.
Why shut up? There's robot dogs in it.
Yeah, I know, but they wouldn't call a CPU an organ, would they?
Why not?
I don't know. They're just probably not going to...
I fucking hope they do.
I hope they're watching this.
I'm going to rub that on your face. Robotic organs were fucking soldier, didn't I?
Yeah, CPU, also known as the liver of the...
in many ways, the heart of the...
Well, I suppose. But yeah, so I know that the SMG ammo was there because I got it straight away. I haven't found an SMG and I've been playing it for about 5 hours. Okay. In fact... It's different. Like again, I started it again earlier, and I didn't find a shotgun for ages.
Yeah.
So this scope I attached to it, you can change ammo types. Yeah. You can add scopes. I don't know about suppressors. Let's just hover over a gun here. You can see here, kind of
there's
in the
attachments.
Middle, attachments. It looks like a clip extension.
Yeah.
Another scope, perhaps.
And a very suppressor-looking silhouette.
Yeah. So there we go. You should be able to upgrade the weapons. Again, very very similar scopes and stuff to the Hunter.
Yeah.
Can't stress that
enough. This is
enough.
quite nice. You got a bit of weather coming in here.
Oh, the dynamic weather's fantastic. It's this engine.
Oh,
okay.
Bad guys.
Bear in mind, okay, this is an issue I've got. 4 health, right? I've got a simple first aid kit. Let's just make sure I'm not doing this wrong. First aid kit. I'll bring it back to my inventory. Right click it. Oh, assign to slot. I'll just drag it in. So I can't use it from inside the menu, and I'm gonna right click. Doesn't do anything. Left click to use it.
Have you checked the options? The controls?
It's weird. It works like pretty much once per life. So I don't know if I'm. Where did that thing go, man? Oh, it's there. Okay, so let's see if we can get a bit of shooting.
What was it? Was it just a dog? Or was it?
It's a robot dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
The grass and how everything moves and bends.
Robot organs, no. Robot dogs, yeah. It's just a robot dog.
Yeah, exactly. One of them makes sense. One of them's ridiculous.
So while you're in this quite tense situation...
Yeah, with my good shotgun, so let's see what the difference is.
Develop? Can I ask you what game is this most like?
Oh, it's
What's the experience?
Yeah, I'm getting like that Daisy mod vibe. Right, let's just have a little pop. There we go, mate.
You're going with Daisy mod?
Oh, 2 shots with the good shotgun. It was 4 shots with a bad shotgun.
Ah.
So that's a huge...
well, that's a bit RPG-ish in that sense,
yeah. So the quality of your guns is going to make a difference to your damage. Now, that's interesting. That's
You're not looting these things? Is there nothing to loot?
Let's see what we've got inside here. Hollow point ammo for my pistol, so I'll take it, I guess. But my inventory space is lacking at the moment. I don't know if I can unlock some stuff by getting a new backpack. Ooh, not
So
with
why don't
4
you
health,
have
mate.
have a root through these houses and see what we got?
Yeah, it's got the houses. It's so early access. It feels very battlegroundsy kind of.
Yeah.
You know, you've got these European houses, and you're picking up ammo from backpacks and all that lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like I've done a lot of that over the last 18 months of gaming. There's been a shitload
there is exactly.
of looting in European houses.
So I'd say it's very close to Daisy, but again, and I can't stress this enough, is the Hunter. If you've played it, you'll know it's the same engine. You can see what they've done. It's almost like, if I can make a bit of fucking punditry here, I reckon it's like people like me and you have been talking about the Hunter because I played it and I'm really really enjoying it. Yeah. You don't like the moral idea of shooting the animals, right? And you are not alone. A lot of people. No,
I don't like hunting culture in real life.
Yeah,
I hate it when people obviously.
Yeah, quite a lot of
sit
people
next to a lion carcass with their gun.
Sure. And a lot of people, and again, so do I. I've got no inclination in my entire life to go hunting. I do enjoy the Hunter, the game, right? To me, it's further away. But a lot of people are like you. Liam is the same.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's the same. The idea of it's weird. Now, they've got this great engine for it. They've got a lot of detail, and they've got these amazing maps.
Yeah.
So they just changed animals to a bit of robots. And then it's got that mainstream appeal. All of a sudden, you're the hunted, and they've given you this survival element. So what I feel like they've done is they've made this amazing game engine, and a lot of people aren't going to experience it because they're quite rightly not into the old hunting. So I feel like that's what they're kind of doing with this. This is like them using that engine, using a lot.
That is floating. Is that a floater?
That's a new enemy type. That Is that
it's got a horn on
Is
the
that
top.
that fucking robot butler from Fallout? He's
Yeah.
dead, mate. Let's have a look. Oh, what was that? The game. Oh my god! Where did he come from?
He didn't hit you though. You still got
No,
your
no,
four.
no, but
You
where
still
did
got your 4 health.
Where did he come from? I've had that all the way through. Where the hell did this guy come from? Right. Anyway,
this is so impressive. Your 4 health. Oh,
nah,
down.
Man. Down. So it says down there, as you can see by my very sad look. It looks like you can be revived by teammates.
This is extremely like Daisy kind of.
Yeah, it's very Daisy.
So okay, only a couple more questions to go.
No title provided.
When would you play it? What time of the week would you play this?
Okay, this is a Sunday game for sure.
Sunday game.
It's a game that you could play with your mates at the end of the week. You've got Discord on or whatever other voice chat providers are available.
Yeah, probably shit, aren't they?
They probably are. Yeah. No one's using Skype, are they? I'm shutting this so these dogs don't get me. And you can catch up with your mates, see what they've been up to all week during the silent moments of this.
Yeah.
And then get together and do a bit of strategic robot slaying. So I think it's a pretty good game for that because there's a lot of downtime on it.
Yeah.
But then when it gets hectic, it's fun and you can trade weapons and that. I'm going to try and take these
Last
out.
question then, on the same lines of what you're saying, is it any good?
I like it. I've got some issues with it. But it's so early. It's not even out for not even out this year.
It's next year, isn't it? So
yeah, I'd recommend it, but with the caveat that it looks slow paced, doesn't it? When you're watching it, it's because it is. It's if you like atmosphere and intrigue, I think it's going to be a little bit more for you than if you like the actual shooting.
It makes games are kind of designed to be streamed as much as played these days. It feels like to me a lot of and this whole thing of having emergent gameplay moments where you don't know what's going to happen every time you log in and stuff. That's part of the reason why big part of the reason why PUBG succeeded the way it did, and Fortnite, is because people were streaming it, and then because it's great fun to watch as well as play. So so far this is a bit slow, but we are playing it solo. This is just Jake playing it on his own, and playing it co-op could add a completely different dynamic to it.
The health kit magically worked now.
Yeah.
Remember earlier we couldn't get it working, and there we go. Won some comments. You've seen a little bit of a scrap. It's a lot of fun.
The big finale, eh?
It's a lot of fun, but you've got a lot of walking to do. I was there when I died. I probably could have found a safe house here, which gives you a fast travel point.
Yeah.
As you can see here, but there's a lot of walking and like again, much like PUBG, it's exhilarating moments that happen in a sea of
peppered
atmosphere.
into.
Hey, remember I was on about the door earlier?
Oh yeah,
the hummingbird's wing.
The hummingbird's wing.
This is it open or closed?
Well, you have to leave it there. Don't walk through the door.
Schrodinger's door.
Schrodinger's
is it
door.
open?
It's a hummingbird's wing.
Closed?
I know exactly what you mean now. Perfect. It's a hummingbird's wing.
Do we have to put like an epilepsy warning?
So
on this
beautiful.
now?
Well, that's a nice note to leave it on, and the hummingbird's wing.
I'm not gonna
This has been a Special Munch production. Thank you very much for watching. This is Generation Zero, which is out next year at some point. hopefully, on the PC, PS4 and Xbox One. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you're watching on YouTube, of course you are. Where else are we going to be putting this? I was in podcast mode then.
Not in Vimeo.
Exactly. Cheers, bye!